In the Zone, presented by TD.
It's another edition of In the Zone presented by TD. Ben Ennis and Mike Wilner. Looking well, Mike.
Thank you. Not as spectacularly dressed as you.
You know, some sort of effort. At least it's a collared shirt, though.
The beautiful
it's not board shorts either.
You always bring your game.
Thank you.
And this is as much game as I have.
Gonna bring a monocle one day. The Blue Jays, I mean, this season, it's getting to the point of ridiculosity. In fact, it was already there. Now we're way into the realm of the ridiculous with Brett Lawrie falling into the chasm at New Yankee Stadium.
Can you believe, first of all, that the Photographers Bay are built like that? Like, you have at every stadium I've ever been to. I heard it's like this in Detroit too, but I'm not sure. But they're level with the ground. The cameramen are standing at the same level as the field, and if you dive over, you fall and you hit the ground. He went like to hell. He disappeared.
Why Blue Jays fans were in hell when they saw that.
But why would you build that?
I don't know.
And why hasn't Alex Rodriguez done that? That would be doing a great service to the game of baseball in its entirety.
That's harsh. I don't wish anybody physical harm. But seriously, though, Jose Bautista injured the wrist. It appears that it's not serious. I mean, it's not a tear or anything. It's just a strain, they say.
Yeah,
but
you know what? I mean, how many times did Edwin go on the DL with wrist problems that weren't tears, right? And how many home runs did he hit for 2 years? Lyle Overbay went on the DL once and couldn't hit for 3 years. Let's hope.
Best case scenario, though, right now.
August 1st, he's off the DL, and he starts hitting home runs again. There's your best case.
Yeah, that is the best case. That's maybe looking at the situation with rose-colored glasses, I would say, especially the way this series wrapped up, where the offense has gone in the tank. We know the situation with the pitching right now, where they can't really find healthy pitchers, and the ones they do have a tough time getting deep into ball games. And now that the offense is struggling and banged up, it's not a good situation.
Look, you go into New York, and you get a quality start from everybody but Ricky Romero. It's not supposed to work that way. And then Sam Dyson comes in. Poor kid, he's back in AA now. He comes in, he faces 6 hitters. He walks 1, and he gets 5 ground balls. 5 ground balls, and he gives up 3 runs because he only managed to get 1 out. It's like it's almost piling on, and it's not fair. As bad as it's been, there are these little things that are making it worse. And, like I said on Wednesday, I think I said on the Twitter or something in the 5th inning or the 4th inning, you can't really blame them if they just get shut out today out of sheer despondency. Once Bautista goes down, Lawrie goes down in the end. Well, the rains helped that they didn't have to play those last couple innings. But it really is. It's nuts. But and I know that we don't have a ton of time here, but I want to know what you think. I've heard a lot of talk about the off switch for Brett Lawrie and how you don't want to tell him to dial it back. But look, at some point in time, he'll realize playing the last 6 innings of the game is worth more than catching that ball.
I think you got to let the guy go. And I don't think you can turn it off. It's not like a dimmer. It is an off or on switch. You want the guy running out your ground balls, every routine ground ball to first base, don't you?
If there's no dimmer, then I'm with you. But I think that you have to tell him, look, there are some situations here where you have to realize you staying in the game is more important than you making that play or beating that ball out or something like that. I don't want it to get to the point where, this may be blasphemy, Carlos Delgado, he had some hammy things, and there were games where I'm not going to run a ground ball out because I know that might hurt me. So it looks terrible, and the fans will boo me, but this is what I have to do in order to stay in the game. It doesn't have to be to that extent, but it has to be, don't jump off a platform into a little glass of water to make a catch.
Certainly not. We hope that he's back and everything's okay. All indications right now are that he's going to avoid the disabled list. And he plays like a hockey player, people say, of course, because he's Canadian. Hockey player who is friends with a lot of baseball players.
He really is.
San Jose Sharks forward Logan Couture was down at the ballpark last week. Here's that conversation we had with him.
With Sharks forward Logan Couture. And Logan, so many of these Blue Jays, it seems like. How do you have so many friends in baseball?
I know, I love the sport. I met Ricky and JP a couple of years ago at one of our games in Vancouver, and kept in touch. Whenever we're in LA, Ricky will come to our games, and he even had a couple of us over to his house for dinner with his family. So we've become pretty good friends, and it's always good to come out and see him.
Seems like a lot of the Blue Jays have friends in hockey. Is that just a byproduct of playing in Toronto, being the only Canadian baseball team?
I think so. I think around the NHL, a lot of players are from Ontario, and there's a lot of Jays fans around the league. So we all love the Jays, and they really reached out and been super to hockey players. So it's fun to be good friends with these guys.
Is it interesting too that you're watching what they do, and baseball's kind of the everyman sport. Everyone can see themselves going out there and doing it, and yet the things that you have to do while on two knives on ice and stuff, that you can tell them that you can literally skate circles around these other pro athletes.
It's different. This is my first time coming out today and checking out their BP and really how they warm up. It's a different sport, but if you throw any hockey player in there, he's not going to do too well. I'm sure you throw any baseball player on skates, he's not going to do too well. But you definitely appreciate how well they are, or how well they do at their sports.
I think the hockey player would most assuredly be better at baseball than the baseball player would be at hockey.
Yeah, depending. I'm sure Brett Lawrie was probably a decent hockey player growing up.
This is true. I want to ask you, Ben says, talk about your friendships with the Blue Jays, but a lot of that, how much of this has to do with the fact that you're so active on Twitter, and does that make it an easier way to stay in touch and keep an eye on people?
Yeah, it definitely does. After I met them last year, we kind of started talking a little bit more through Twitter, and started talking to Jose a little bit through Twitter, and Casey Jansen, guys like that. So it's an easy way to keep in touch.
Logan, all right, let's talk about your skills. I mean, you played softball with this guy, and I don't want to talk about his skills because I know they barely exist. I played softball with him as well. But did you play baseball growing up? Do you have game? Have you taken BP here on the field yet?
I haven't taken BP, but I did. I played a lot growing up. I was actually at the Rogers Center when I was younger. They used to have a Honda hit run throw contest. Actually, when I think I was 12 and 13, I won all Canadians for that contest. So, pretty good baseball player growing up, but a better hockey player.
So it was never a decision for you. It was never, maybe I give baseball a shot, see where it takes me. It was always hockey. It
was never close. I mean, I love the sport of baseball. I watch as many Jays games as I can. Nothing touches hockey.
Was it your formative years when the Blue Jays were great, or do you not? Like, I'm sitting here thinking you're mid to late 20s, and I have no idea.
A little younger.
See, all right, so even worse. So you were like 2 or 3 when they were winning championships. What do you remember?
I don't remember much. My parents always tell me I had Blue Jays pajamas, and would beg them to stay up late and watch them play. And I know my mom told me that we watched them win the World Series twice, but unfortunately I don't remember.
So who were was it the Carlos Delgado, Roy Halladay years that you grew up? Were those your favorites, or were there other people?
Yeah, those were really the days I got into the team, consistently watching almost every game. And in the last couple of years, I mean, it's easier for me being a younger player playing pro sports to relate with this team because there's so many young players playing pro, obviously. So it's easier for the younger players to relate to them.
Do any of the Giants, do you check out the San Francisco Giants playing in San Jose so close? That's a beautiful ballpark as well. Great ballpark. Do any of the Giants fans, or any of the Giants players say, hey, come check us out? I know you grew up a Blue Jays fan, but maybe start wearing some Giants gear?
Not with myself. Ryan Clough on our team is pretty good buddies with Nate Shearholtz. I don't know if he's still there, but they're pretty close, and Chloe would always go out to their games, and actually Danny Heatley went with them once. If you have time on YouTube, check out Danny Heatley's first pitch at a Giants game, and he'll laugh pretty hard.
That's great. Hey, are you throwing out the first pitch today?
No. I need to work on my arm if I was going to do that.
You want to do that?
No,
Never?
I don't. No, I don't think I could handle the pressure of all the people watching me throw a baseball. Hockey's fine. I can play in front of as many people as you want, but not baseball.
You could actually shoot the first pitch with a hockey stick. I think you might be able to manage that.
Might be. It'd be a little easier.
I got to ask you, you're here, we're getting ready for the Jays and the Indians, and Ricky Romero's pitching today, and you had mentioned that you're friends with him. We saw you go down because he wanted to talk to you. Yeah. Starting pitchers don't talk to anybody on the day they pitched. What sort of words of wisdom did he have for you a couple hours before taking the ball?
I just told him good luck. I had a jersey that I wanted to give him, one of my game-worn jerseys from this year, so just said good luck. I know he's going through a tough stretch right now, but he's a talented kid. I mean, he'll be fine.
If it was Roy Halladay on the day he was pitching, he wouldn't even have known you were in the room if you walked up to him.
Yeah, I've heard pitchers are like that. It's like goalies in hockey. It's just the same type of people.
Pitchers, goalies, and drummers, they're all the same.
Yeah. Well, weird.
Thanks, Logan.
No problem, guys.
Logan Couture is a small guy.
You know,
it's shockingly small.
We're both bigger than him.
Yeah.
I could
How
not
many
believe
hockey
that.
players can you say that about?
On skates, obviously, he's much bigger. But I had
diminutive.
I played softball with Logan Couture a couple of years ago. That was a lot of fun.
Good softball player.
30 on 30. I don't know. We all got 2 at bats, and there were 17 people in the field. So
I played
who knows?
softball with him. He's okay. I think he went 0 for 4 though in the game we played.
But then Fabro came and I went 5 for 5.
Okay, whatever.
So these are the things that happen.
He's Mike Wilner. Follow him on Twitter at Wilnerness590. I'm Ben Ennis. Follow me on Twitter at BennisSNet. This has been another edition of In the Zone presented by TD. We'll see you next week.